Yes friends, so today I am taking solid geometry. In solid geometry I'll first discuss about what is a solid figure. Solid means what? Okay, or this is known as second mensuration in case of competitive examinations. First mensuration was geometry, simple geometry, okay, two-dimensional geometry. Now we are taking three-dimensional geometry. That means solid geometry. Now solid figure means when it's having length, breadth is okay on the plane, and if simultaneously it is having height. So length, breadth and height. This is known as three-dimensional figure. Okay, three-dimensional figures, for example, if I take that this is length and this is the breadth here, okay, and let me take a parallel pipe type of figure. This is breadth here, this is length. Now simultaneously if it is having height also, and then that height can give us the figure of this kind, okay, or let me take in this way, not in this way. Let me take a rectangular shape, okay, and here also let me join. This is cuboid shape. Or join them, or okay, three-dimensional figure. Now in this case, or we can take, this is a cone shape. Cone is also having, this is the radius of this, okay, then this is vertical height known as. Now on the plane it is having this radius, okay, and this area is also having length, breadth. Maybe in this case the circle is having pi r square area, okay, its area is pi r square, so that includes two lengths, but these two lengths are same, radius, so because of that length, breadth are same. But in case of a rectangle, okay, in case of a rectangle, if I take, yeah, or let me draw a proper figure in this case. This is one of the figures we like draw, or we can take this is height, length, and take a breadth of this. This is a figure here, okay, then this is the length here, okay, length, breadth and height, and if I join this, then this is also joined here, length, breadth and height. Okay, and then length, breadth and height. This figure is also one of the three-dimensional figures, ABCD. Let me take ABCD. Then, or this is this kind of figure. Okay, so ABCD. Now this is A dash. Let me take this is B dash, and this is D dash, and this is C dash. So this is in a box form. Okay, so this is cuboid or parallelopipe type of figure. In this case, this is having height. Here it is height. This is height of this, and this is breadth of this, and this is length, L or length, breadth. Length and breadth. This is breadth, and this is height. This is also height. Okay, height. So there are three-dimensional figures, and if I take in a form of a register, okay, in form of a register, then suppose this is the register here, okay. Now this is, and in between if I take length, this is breadth and this is height, okay. So in three-dimensional figure there is known as octagonal digit, octagonal form. There are 8 angles here. Okay, because in case of two-dimensional figure, we are having only quadrilaterals. There are 4 quadrants. But in case of a three-dimensional figure, there are octants. 8 equal parts are there, so that they are known as octants. Okay, this is three-dimensional figure. In this case, this is vertical height we know, and this is known as slant height. Okay, the basic information. This is radius r beta. Okay, this is known as slant height. Okay, now what is the form of a? Now let me take these questions one by one, but these questions will include the total kinds of what kind of three-dimensional figures are required, are known to us, or we have to know about them, so that we can win the competitive examinations. In the competitive examination, mostly questions are coming on based on quadrilaterals, parallelepiped or cuboid, okay, or cube, where base is the a square. Okay, base is a square and top is also a square. In that situation, that figure is known as cube. Okay, so square and square. Top base is square and bottom base is also square. And then we join them. We are joining them. This is one of the figures here. Okay, this is known as. Now, in case of a prism and pyramid. Now, this is in case of a prism. We know that what is polyhedron. What is polyhedron? What do you mean by polyhedrons and polyhedral angles? What are the polyhedral angles? Define them with examples, so that I'll just talk about that. What is the form of that? Okay, but before that, I'm talking about that. What is the three-dimensional geometry means? So this height is included here. Initially, in plane geometry, we were studying about length and breadth. Only areas were calculated. But in this case, volume will also be calculated. Like in a box, we are having length, breadth in the bottom, which is a rectangle shape or maybe a square shape if the box is of cubic form. So if it is in cube form, then length, breadth and height, all three are equal. But in case of a cuboidal form or a parallelepiped form or rectangular piped or a rectangular shape, that is rectangular cuboid. Okay, or rectangular shape, that is in case of that, base is rectangle, okay, and the top is also rectangle. Then we join them by edges. Okay, so those edges that forms a rectangular pipe or rectangular shaped cuboid. Okay, so that is cuboid, known as cube. Questions are coming on cuboid, cube, sphere, cylinder, cone. These 5 are most important: cube, cuboid, then cone, cylinder, and sphere. Sphere includes hemisphere also. These 6 type of figures, mostly questions based on these 5 are coming, but sometimes there is a prism. What is a prism here? What is a pyramid? Questions based on prism and pyramid. Questions based on frustum. What is frustum of a cone? What is frustum of a pyramid? Okay, of a prism, of a pyramid. Frustum of a prism, frustum of a cone, and frustum of a pyramid. So those frustum are also, they are known as truncated prism or truncated pyramid, truncated cone. So truncated means when a portion of that cone is cut, just like a if I take example of a truncated cone, then it's a bucket type, bucket in a house. Okay, that is a circular form. Bucket is the shape of a truncated cone or a part of a cone. Okay, or that is known as frustum of a cone. And if I take just a part of a let me take pyramid, then part of a pyramid is just a smaller box, bigger box and smaller box. That may be a frustum of a pyramid. So that we'll talk about what is frustum of a pyramid, what is frustum of a cone, all these things. So this is a cone here, and if I just cut it from above, this kind of figure will be left. This is a bucket shape. So in usual houses, the best example is of the bucket. The above part, if I just cut, this is known as a truncated cone. Truncated cone. The cone has been cut from above. And what is the volume of this? What is the surface area of this? What is lateral surface? What is total surface area of this? So then we take that what is the top. I mean the top circle, the base circle, radius we take. Let me take capital R. This is small r. Then we find out what is the area, volume, surface area. Now, in case of solid figures, there are three kinds of things mostly required. What the volume of a figure, that three-dimensional figure. What is lateral surface or surface area or lateral surface area. Okay. Or in case of that, what is the area of the four walls? That is known as surface area. And if total area is to be calculated of a cuboid, for example, cuboid and cube, then we find out what is the area of the base or bottom, and area of the top is also added up. These two areas, when we add with the lateral surface area, that is known as total surface area. Total surface area, lateral surface area, these two things are being differentiated. They can be calculated. What is the lateral surface area? What is surface area? Okay, and total, what is if included? That means all the six faces. There are four walls, top and bottom. These two faces are also added up. What is the area of the base? What is the area of the top? Okay, these two when added up, that is known as total surface area. These six faces, area of the six faces, six rectangles here. So that those areas are included. Then this one is total surface area. Similarly, in case of cone also, if it is a cone here, suppose lateral surface area is area of that conical figure. Okay, and if it is, that is known as lateral surface or curved surface area. Curved surface area. And if you have to find out total surface area, then the area of the bottom, which is a circle, is also added up. So area, lateral surface area and the area of the bottom of the base is also added up. That is known as total surface area of a cone. In case of a cylinder, for example, if there is a cylinder, right circular cylinder, then we take a cylindrical shape here like this, like a pipe. Pipe is a cylindrical shape. So right circular cylinder. This is known as right circular cylinder. Why right? Because if it is, the base is same, top is same, just like a pipe, we cut pipe in between. That is right circular cylinder. Right means when the base and the top both are same, both have the same area. That is the right circular cylinder. Similarly, in case of the right prism, okay, right prism, when base is same and top is same. In case of a when top is same and base is same, then that is known as right prism. Right prism. So right means whenever right word is used, that means the base and top faces are same, or polygons taken in the base and in the top, they have the same shape, then they are joined. That is formed as prism. Now that we take these questions one by one. So all these things are we have discussed. I mean talked about that cuboid. If cube, base is square. If base is a square, top is a square, then that figure comprises is known as cube. So cubical form. Okay. Cube is having all the heights, length and breadth. Okay, length, breadth and height same. But in case of rectangle, length, breadth, at least, okay, all the three are not same. Two may be same, but all the three sides are not same. In case of a rectangular pipe or parallel pipe or a cuboid. In case of cuboid, at least two sides are different. Two may be same. For example, length and breadth are same. Okay, but height is different. Or height and breadth may be same. Length is different. Then it is a cuboidal form. Okay, so cuboid and cube, there is a difference. We will talk about them in detail. What is the area and all those things that I have to talk about. So let me take these questions one by one, and that will cover the whole three-dimensional figure. So in case of a three-dimensional figure, so geometry, solid geometry, we have taken here. This is known as mensuration second also. Mensuration first, mensuration second. Mensuration first means geometry. We have taken that from 9th lecture series to, from 5th to 9th to 12th, sorry, this is 13th lecture series, 13th lecture series. From 5th to 12th, we have taken geometry. Okay, that was, sorry, from 1st to 12th. From 1st to 12th, we have taken first geometry. Okay, plane geometry, that was two-dimensional figures we have taken, we were talking about. Now we have to talk about what are the, this solid geometry or three-dimensional figures. Let me talk about all these figures that are discussed about. What are they? For example, here we have taken what is the polyhedrons or polyhedral angles, define them. The example, I'll talk about them. What is a prism, how to find its lattice surface, okay, and area, total surface area and volume, that I'll talk about. This one, what is a prism, that prism we will talk about. Okay, and what is the polyhedrons and polyhedron, that we will talk about. What is a cuboid or rectangular solid or parallelepiped, its surface area, lattice surface area, its volume, and what is its diagonal, length of the diagonal is also sometimes calculated. That length of the diagonal we will talk about. What is a cube, find its lattice surface area, total surface area, volume of it, and the length of the diagonal also, length of its diagonal. What is the length of a diagonal of a cube? That is also calculated. That we will talk about. Then what do you mean by cylinder? Its curved surface area, total surface area and volume. We will talk about cylinder. What is a cone? Find its lattice surface area, total surface area and volume. What is a sphere? Find its surface area and volume. What is a hemisphere? Find its surface area and volume, curved surface area, total surface area and volume. What do you mean by frustum? Then frustum we will talk about. Of a right circular cone, okay, find its volume, slant height, curved surface area, total surface area, etc. What is the frustum of a pyramid? That we will talk about. Okay, so define it, find its lattice surface, total surface and volume. What is a torus form of a solid figure? Torus is what? Questions based on torus, prism, pyramids are not coming in the competitive examinations, but in some difficult competitive examinations questions are coming, but very rarely. Okay, so that also we'll talk about. What is a frustum? What is a frustum of a pyramid? What is frustum of a prism? So that we'll talk about. Or of a cone, frustum of a cone. Now prism is form of a prism and pyramid. So pyramid we'll talk about. Pyramid is in the form of a cone and pyramids. Frustum we have to find out. Or truncated prism, pyramid, truncated cone, that we have to talk about. That is question number 10. We have taken here frustum. What is a torus and the torus form? So in case of a torus form, we have taken a tube of a cycle, tube of a car, etc. That form is a solid figure, but it's not having a central portion. So that portion, area of that total surface area, what is volume of that? Okay, volume of the air filled inside the tube. Okay, so rubber tube, we can say. That rubber tube or tube of a car, tube of a cycle, tube of a motorcycle, etc. They are known as the torus form of a solid figure. That also we will talk about. Okay. Then what is difference between a prism and a pyramid? I'll talk about. Let me take one by one. First is, let me take question number 1. So it says, what do you mean by polyhedrons and polyhedral angles? Polyhedral angles, if I just take, let me take a pentagonal shape. Okay, and if there is a top here, and if I join this, and this has been joined, and this also we have to join. Let me take this. And this is like this point. Okay, so these kind of figures, now in this case we have taken the base as pentagon. Okay, pentagon. Now this is polyhedron. Polyhedron means when the top is a vertex, when the vertex is joined to the vertex of the base, the polygon is the base, in this case polygon, okay, the polygon is the base here. In this case, these are the triangles, okay, the edges or the faces of this polyhedron, faces of the polyhedron are the angles in this case. These are the, it may be equilateral triangles or isosceles triangles. They are equilateral triangles. Base, according to base, we have taken the base length of the, and this length is that isosceles triangles, maybe isosceles triangles, okay, they are forming a triangle. So these angles, if I take, let me take A, B, C, D and E, and this is O point here, okay, and I have joined them. This OAB, OBC, ODE, ODE and OAE. How many triangles are there in this case? OAB, one triangle, second triangle, and then third triangle. COD also is there. COD. This is the fourth triangle, and the fifth one is DOE. Okay. So in case of this one, this is known as polyhedron. Polyhedron means when it's having number of angles. This is known as polygonal also. Polygonal shape, polyhedral. This is known as polyhedral. It base is a triangle, for example. Then it's known as polyhedron. Polyhedron or trihedral. Trihedral means when there is a triangle in the base. Let me take triangle in the base. And this is the top of this. This is the top vertex of this. Or let me take triangle in this way, like this. Okay. Now triangle may be equilateral triangle. If it is, then it is a right trihedral. Right trihedral. This is O. Let me take ABC. Now if the base is base triangle, is equilateral triangle, then this is a right polyhedron. Polyhedron means when poly means many and hedral means different kinds of shapes are there, faces or shapes are there. These are the triangular faces mostly. In case of one, top is there, and in this case we are having polygons. Polyhedral shapes. Polyhedral means when number of angles are there. In this case, this is the minimum shape, minimum polyhedral shape. Minimum polyhedral shape. So we can just take what is polyhedral. Let me take polyhedral means what? Polyhedron or polyhedron. Polyhedrons, what are the polyhedron? Each shape of a solid formed by joining the vertices of a polygon base to a vertex, to a point. Let me take a point O, which is at a certain height. This is at a certain height. This is at a certain height. For example, this is suppose height is, let me take, if I draw perpendicular from top to the bottom, then it will come here at the central point of this polygon. If it is a right polyhedron, it is also known as right polyhedron. Okay, convex or irregular. It's known as convex polyhedron if the base is irregular shape. the base is irregular shape, then it is known as convex polyhedron. Convex. And right or regular polyhedron will be when, or right polyhedron will be when the shape is a polygon or right polygon, means equal sided figure in the at the base. If it is equal sided figure at the base, so at a certain height to O, okay, to a point O, which is at a certain height from the base, So we can take the vertical height. What is the slant height? Slant height is this. Okay, the edge, for example, OP, OC, these edging figure or ending figure, meeting figure. For example, the two faces are ending or meeting together at OB. For example, OAB, OBC, and this is the common edge OB. OB is the slant height. It may be slant height of a polyhedron. Okay, slant height of a polyhedron, and vertical height is just we draw perpendicular from this, and that meets at the central point. If I draw a perpendicular, this is known as vertical height. This is vertical height. Let me take H, and this slant height, if I take it as L, slant height. All these slant heights are same. In this case, slant height is same. If the figure is regular, then slant height is same. So slant height, for example, OC, OB, OA, sorry, OB, OA, OE, OD. The slant height, the length of the edge which we are drawing, that is slant height. Vertical height is perpendicular drop from the topmost point to the base, central point of the base. It will meet at the central point of the base. That's known as vertical height. This is polyhedron figure. Polyhedron is a shape of a solid formed by joining the vertices of a polygon base to a point O, which is at a certain height from the base. Okay, this is known as polyhedron. A polyhedron is having a slant height, vertical height, as well as the polygon is having its perimeter, its area, whatever. Okay, that is the polyhedron. Polyhedron is a multi-dimensional figure. So multi-dimensional means three-dimensional figure, a solid figure, in which the base is a polygon. It may be polygon may be convex or regular or right polygon. It may be, or it may be convex polygon, in which sides are different, lengths are not same. That is convex polygon. Convex polyhedron and regular polyhedron. There are two kinds of polyhedrons in this case. Polyhedron is a multi-dimensional. This may be a shape of a prism here. Okay, so prism shape or pyramid shape. This is a pyramid shape. So this is a pyramid shape type. Okay, or cone shape. If the base is a circle, it will become a cone. Okay, so conical shape will be there. So conical shape and polyhedron shape, they have the similarity of kind, but in case of conical shape, we have the base as a circle. But in case of a polyhedron shape, we are having base as polygons. It may be at least a triangle, quadrilateral. If it is quadrihedron, pentahedron, it may be tetrahedron. Tetra means three. Okay, three-sided polyhedron. It may be quadrihedron. It may be pentahedron. It may be hexa means six here. So hexahedron. It may be heptahedron. It may be octahedron. It may be nonahedron. Maybe decahedron, etc., etc. Okay, these shapes are known as polyhedron shapes. And polyhedral angles. What are the polyhedral angles? For example, AOB, BOC, this angle. All these angles are known as polyhedral angles. The polyhedral angles, let me define. What is polyhedral angles? Polyhedral angle. Polyhedral angle. Okay. In polyhedron, shape of a solid, the faces here, the faces AOB, BOC, in that case COD, then DOE, and finally is EOA. Okay, EOA and EOA, etc. Okay, are forming an angle. Are forming angles which are known as polyhedral angles, which are known as polyhedral angles. Okay, so this is one of the points here. Polyhedral angles. So tetrahedral angles, this is tetrahedral. Triangle is the base, is a pentagon. Okay, the base, it may be quadrilateral at the base. So these are known as polyhedral shapes. Polyhedrons. What are the polyhedrons? So if the shape, the base is triangle, then it is tetrahedron. If it is quadrilateral, then quadrihedron. Okay, and then if it is pentagon, base is the pentagon, then it is pentahedron. If it is six-sided figure in the base, okay, or hexagon is there in the base, then it is hexahedron, heptahedron, octahedron, okay, nonahedron, decahedron, etc. Okay, so this is known as polyhedron shape. Now let me take question number 2. What is the second shape that we talk about? Question number 2, let me talk about. Define with examples. So I've taken these examples here. These shapes were there. We have taken them as polyhedrons. Okay, polyhedral shapes are these. Now, if I talk about